The Biden administration confirms the death of the mastermind behind the 2021 deadly attack, the airport attack in Afghanistan, how survivors are reacting. Plus, as King Charles prepares for his coronation, we take a look back at the last coronation he attended when his mother became queen. This is News 3 Now at noon. Good afternoon, I'm Mark Kane. Thanks for tuning in. New at noon, a warning from the Dane County Sheriff's Office after a woman reported a scam phone call. The woman said a man claiming to be a deputy called her saying that there was a warrant out for her arrest. He demanded she bring $4,000 in cash to the public safety building downtown. The woman later called the sheriff's office to ask about the call, and they confirmed it was a scam. Deputies want to remind people law enforcement will never ask for money over the phone or by email. If you get a suspicious call, hang up and report it to local authorities. Today, felony charges were dropped against the former chairperson of the Wisconsin Parole Commission. Last week, Racine Alderman John Tate II was charged for using his public position for his private benefit. A criminal complaint says Tate unlawfully negotiated the terms of his employment for Racine's new Violence Interruption Coordinator position after approving the creation of the job as Common Council President. He then applied for the position, and city officials offered it to him. A judge dismissed the case without prejudice, which Tate could be charged again if any additional information comes to light. A reminder, the Wisconsin State Patrol will be monitoring traffic from the skies in Dane County today. Aerial enforcement is planned along I-3990. Wisconsin DOT says aerial enforcement missions are announced publicly to reinforce goals of improved safety, not simply to stop or cite drivers. State Patrol has 5 days of aerial enforcement planned this week around Wisconsin. Let's head to the weather center now. Meteorologist Greg Barnhart has a look at your first warned forecast. A frosty start, but the sun sure is nice.
Sun is out, and unfortunately, we got cloud cover once again with the moisture out there, heating of the day. We get these stratocumulus out there. That'll be an afternoon cloud cover. It should dissipate, but right now you'll see it expand across the area. But we did start off with plenty of sunshine, as Mark noted, so that's the good news. And the temperatures are going to improve a little bit. We're already up to the 50-degree mark in several locations, so we'll get up into the low to mid-50s for most of the area. Unfortunately, like I said, that cloud cover, once again, 5 to 6 degrees warmer, so it's a little nudge in the right direction, and that'll be the story as we go in through the next couple days. But for this afternoon, we'll still have that cloud cover out there in the low 50s. We'll start seeing it dissipate this evening, and then overnight as we get closer to midnight, 46, 47 degrees, you'll start seeing mostly clear skies, and that should be the rule for overnight with clear skies as our temperatures get back down. Bigger picture shows you that we're kind of between two systems right now, one to the north, one to the south, but the good news is that it's going to stay that way. We're going to probably have clearer conditions as we go ahead, at least for the next couple days. We'll kind of have returned back to the 60s. Unfortunately, the nice end of the work week doesn't mean you're going to have a nice weekend. That does look unsettled. We'll break that down along with the river flooding, which looks to be cresting soon, a bit later in the broadcast.
All right, we'll check back with you, Greg. Thank you. The Pentagon has confirmed a senior ISIS leader responsible for a deadly attack on Americans and Afghans during the U.S. withdrawal from Afghanistan has been killed. Nicole Skenga has more.
A suicide bomber killed 13 American service members in 2021 at Afghanistan's main airport in Kabul during the final U.S. withdrawal. Now, almost 2 years later, the U.S. Defense Department confirms the ISIS leader who planned the attack is dead, killed in a firefight with the Taliban earlier this month.
It's one less terrorist that we have to worry about.
Darren Hoover is the father of Staff Sergeant Taylor Hoover, who died from the blast.
To me, it won't be justice ever.
The Taliban apparently did not realize who they'd killed, but U.S. intelligence found out. Still, agents have not released a name. 45 other servicemen and women were wounded, and at least 170 Afghan civilians killed in the August 2021 attack.
I opened my eyes to Marines dead or unconscious lying around me.
Former Marine Tyler Vargas Andrews was hit by more than 100 ball bearings. He believes more could have been done to prevent the attack.
The 11 Marines, 1 sailor, and 1 soldier that were murdered that day have not been answered for.
He remains frustrated that no government officials have been held to account for the chaotic withdrawal. Nicole Skenga, CBS News, Washington.
The FAA says it's creating an independent safety review team after a string of narrowly averted runway collisions at major airports. The group is set to meet next month with the goal of recommending safety and reliability improvements this fall. The team consists of former FAA officials and a previous head of the National Transportation Safety Board. It also has piloting and air traffic control experts as well as a one-time astronaut. It's World Immunization Week, so if you're not up to date on your routine shots, now's a good time to catch up. People over 50 should consider getting the shingles vaccine and a tetanus booster. If you're over 65 or at a higher risk, consider getting a pneumonia vaccine. For preteens and teens, doctor recommends vaccines that protect against meningococcal A and B and the HPV shot, which guards against some types of cancer.
Immune response is much better when children are younger. So it's important to vaccinate in as young as you can so that we can have potentially immunity throughout their life.
If you're traveling this summer, especially out of the country, you might need an update on some other vaccinations, so it's a good idea to check with your doctor before your trip. New research shows some sleeping and gummies may have potentially dangerous amounts of melatonin in them. Melatonin is a hormone that helps regulate sleep. Researchers found 88% of the gummies tested were labeled incorrectly. One of the products actually contained 347% more melatonin than what was listed on the label. Some of the products also contain cannabinoid or CBD, which is found in cannabis. They say some of those products also mislabeled how much CBD was used as an ingredient. As King Charles prepares to be crowned in Britain next week, some are looking back at the last coronation he attended for his mother when he was just 4 years old. Tina Krause has the story from London.
When Queen Elizabeth II was crowned as monarch back in 1953, her 4-year-old son, Prince Charles, the Duke of Cornwall, made history.
The Duke of Cornwall sees his mother crowned.
Becoming the first child in British history to witness their mother's coronation as sovereign.
When you look at those pictures of a young Prince Charles at his mother's coronation, watching that spectacle, and now 70 years on, he will be crowned at Westminster Abbey. It's quite an extraordinary thing.
The little prince wasn't there for the entire coronation. He was brought in just before the crowning, standing between his grandmother, the Queen Mother, and his aunt, Prince Margaret.
There were at times where he looked a little bit bored. It's a long service for a small child.
This photo shows the future king looking rather glum. Decades later, Prince Charles told his biographer he was upset because the palace barber cut his hair too short and had plastered it down with gel. He was in better spirits after the ceremony, practicing his royal wave from the balcony of Buckingham Palace, one he would perfect over the 7 decades he waited to become king. When the now 74-year-old is crowned at Westminster Abbey next week, his 9-year-old grandson, Prince George, will play a part. The future king will watch the historic event from almost the same spot where King Charles stood as a child. Tina Krause, CBS News, London.
Pretty remarkable. Prince George, who is Prince William's son, will be a page of honor for the coronation. One of his biggest roles is to carry the long and heavy train of the king's robe as he walks through the Abbey to be crowned. There's more to come on News 3 Now at noon. A new Barbie doll promises to be more inclusive, and General Motors is ending production of its best-selling electric vehicle. Those stories coming up in the Money Watch Report.
You're watching News 3 Now at noon.
Dear Exit Strategy, all your pieces are in place. Thanks for being there when I need you most. Always Toyota SUVs. Toyota, let's go places.
There's nothing better than a great night's sleep on a new mattress from Steinhafels. Tempur-Pedics are designed to make aches and pains a thing of the past by relieving pressure points and supporting the body as no other mattress can. Right now, you can get a Queen Tempur-Pedic mattress with an adjustable base for just $58 per month when you use Steinhafels' special 72-month financing. Plus, get $300 in Steinhafels cash. Relax, it's Steinhafels.
This month, all Core-Tech water-resistant flooring is on sale at Surgenian's. We offer the largest Core-Tech selection in Madison. Take advantage of unprecedented sale pricing with 12-month financing. Local, sustainable Surgenian's.
Have you ever experienced this view? Hi, Andrew Larson here. With Gutter Shutter, you'll never have to experience it again. Please give up this dangerous chore and protect your home's foundation with Gutter Shutter, the strongest, most durable, maintenance-free gutter on the market. Over the past 15 years, my team has installed thousands of maintenance-free gutter systems across South Central Wisconsin. We'd love to come out and show you what Gutter Shutter can do for you and your home, but most importantly, keep you safe and off that ladder. So call today for a free estimate.
Opponent defeated. You win.
I won. I won.
Want the speed to finally defeat your mortal enemy?
Oh, there he is! I won!
Only Spectrum gives you Speed Boost for the fastest wireless speeds in the palm of your hand. Get game-changing speed with Speed Boost, only with Spectrum One.
To everyone who appreciates a handcrafted meal, are you ready for a taste of Wisconsin?
Butterburger's cooked fresh, just the way you like.
The way you love.
Definitely love. And our thick and creamy frozen custard, we make it for you all throughout the day.
All day.
All day, every day. Put it in the extra work and not cutting corners. Takes a little longer.
But it's how we've always done it at Culver's. Because making your meal with care shows how much we care.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious.
Dear Exit Strategy. All your pieces are in place. Thanks for being there when I need you most. Always Toyota SUVs. Toyota. Let's go places.
House Speaker Kevin McCarthy told reporters he believes the Republican-controlled House will pass a bill to raise the nation's debt limit by $1.5 trillion for 1 year by the end of the week. McCarthy's legislation also calls for $4.5 trillion in federal spending cuts. The White House has threatened a veto should the bill reach President Biden's desk. Those looking to buy an electric vehicle are about to lose a popular option. General Motors says it's ending production of its best-selling EV, the Chevrolet Bolt, by the end of the year. Instead, the U.S.-based plant that makes the models will shift to produce electric pickup trucks. And Mattel has released its first-ever Barbie doll with Down syndrome. The company worked closely with the National Down Syndrome Society to ensure accuracy with the doll. The Barbie comes with ankle-foot orthotics, which many children with Down syndrome use for support. The price tag for the doll on Mattel's website is $10.99. That's your CBS News Money Watch report. For more, log on to cbsmoneywatch.com. At the CBS Broadcast Center, I'm Chanel Call.
Let's check Wall Street at the noon hour. The Dow Industrial's down 32 points. The NASDAQ, though, up 126. The S&P 500 up 11. Our call for action volunteers are in the building, taking your consumer complaints and taking action on your behalf. Volunteers are here every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, so you can call for action right now at 608-270-2833 or submit a claim anytime at channel3000.com/call-for-action. Well, coming up, Pam has today's egg prices, and Greg has the latest forecast. And then today on Live at 4, we'll take a look at train travel across the world, including a luxury ride through the Swiss Alps.
Furniture and Appliance Mart is hosting a massive appliance blowout. Dishwashers start at $11 a month. Refrigerators start at $12 a month. And washer and dryer pairs start at $18 a month. Plus 72 months special financing at Furniture and Appliance Mart inside Ashley.
If you've got the TV volume way up right now, then you really need these. These tiny but powerful little hearing aids are the Nano CIC Recharge, priced at only $297 for a full pair. These are not simply amplifiers. These are ultra high quality, ultra reliable hearing aids, priced thousands less than other hearing aids. They fit right in your ear. Nothing shows in the back of your ear. Payments as low as $36 a month.
1-800-276-3995.
Do you suffer from chronic or severe back or neck pain? Did you know that there is now a treatment method available right here at Midwest Spine and Nerve Center that offers hope of avoiding spinal surgery for those suffering with bulging, herniated, or degenerative discs? Our therapies help reduce pain related to these conditions and have a high success rate in helping people just like you avoid back or neck surgery.
I've experienced low back pain for over 15 years.
I had back surgery when I was 26 and had difficulties recovering. The doctors at Midwest Spine and Nerve Center have given me a new lease on life. I am now able to enjoy an active, pain-free lifestyle.
Call Midwest Spine and Nerve Center now to schedule a no-obligation consultation to see if our progressive pain-relieving therapies are right for you.
Ashley is hosting a massive inventory blowout sale. Get guaranteed lowest prices on furniture and mattresses and save even more on clearance items. Plus, low monthly payments with no money down and free delivery in 3 days or less. Only at Ashley.
Ted Lasso's Brendan Hunt can really hoop.
Not a skill that comes up in job interviews?
I really want to see this.
All right.
Plus, Yellow Jackets, Tunny Cypress.
On the next Jennifer Hudson Show at 3.
A local nonprofit celebrates acts of kindness right here in the 608.
Tomorrow, learn how you can join them for an evening of storytelling that will make your heart melt.
And enjoy the warmer weather. We do have another shot of some cool weather for the weekend tomorrow between 4:30 and 7.
The Farm Report is sponsored by Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
And let's check in with Pam Yankee from the Midwest Farm Report on this sunny Wednesday.
I'll take every bit of it, you bet. We're still just anxious for things to dry out. Do want to send compassionate thoughts to folks that are along, say, the Mississippi River. I know that that's been a big conversation with flood stages and trying to protect your property and things like that. When I drove up by the La Crosse area over the weekend, I saw how high it was right up under the bridge trestles. So thinking about you, that's for sure, as this weather improves and more of that snow starts to melt. Got to tell you a story about a graduate student on the UW-Madison campus that is trying to unlock some of the mystery of some of the fantastic snacks that we've got here in Wisconsin. Let's face it, snacks have turned into big business, and our Wisconsin dairy industry definitely wants to capitalize on it. That's why I was intrigued to learn about Maggie Becker. She's in her fourth year as a graduate student at the Center for Dairy Research. Now, remember, Center for Dairy Research just moved in to some expanded, wonderful research space as part of that Babcock Hall remodel and renovation that just was reopened. And what she's doing is trying to figure out what causes the squeak of cheese curds. Now, think about it. This is something I hadn't really slowed down and thought about. The squeak is not something that you hear outside of your mouth. You can't just squeeze a cheese curd and hear it squeak generally. It's a sound that's noticed in your mouth. But how do you measure a sound in your mouth? Can't put a microphone in your mouth. So Maggie, along with Dr. John Lucy, director of the Center for Dairy Research, figured out how to put a microphone in your ear to measure that squeak. What she's trying to do is extend the time that cheese curd holds on to that squeaking sound, because that's a quality issue. She's finding out it relates to calcium in the product. And then what about string cheese? You've got string, that stringy texture. That's something people look forward to. She's working on that as well to make sure that we're enhancing the quality of those snacks. Like I said, always something new for me. Barrel cheese today, down another 5.5 cents, 147.5. 40-pound block cheese down 1 3/4 at 166 1/4. AA butter stood still. I try to offset the good news with the bad news. That barrel and block cheese price is becoming very alarming for a lot of Wisconsin dairy farms. But let's focus on a squeak of a cheese curd, the string of a string cheese.
Can't beat that squeak.
Like I said, I just fascinated that somebody thought to ask the question, how can we extend the squeak?
All right, absolutely. It's important stuff. Thank you.
All right, buddy. See you
later. In celebration of Earth Month, we are taking you to the great outdoors. Nicole D'Antonio shows us how you can explore incredible things happening in our national parks.
From sea to shining sea, from rocky canyons to rushing waters and marshy swamps. National Park Week started more than 30 years ago and is now celebrated every April during Earth Month. More than 300,000 people volunteered to help the National Park Service manage the parks. Volunteer Dave Jacobson says he first got involved after he retired.
Most everybody that I come across here, they're in a good mood and they're having a good day. And the reason they're having a good day is because they're here.
The National Park Service hopes to restore the number of visitors to pre-pandemic levels. But today, there are about 15 million fewer visitors than before the pandemic.
This view is a big reason why people travel to visit Great Falls Park. And this is one of more than 400 national parks all across the country.
Maria Sturziker, a National Park Service ranger, started as a volunteer.
My nature was I played soccer. I thought the grass was nature, and that was good enough.
In addition to volunteering, the National Park Service encourages people to use the campsites, get involved in park conservation, or just walk around for a day.
We have 3 kids, and so we planned an us day, and we make it a special occasion. So this us day, we was going straight to Great Falls.
The park rangers say the fresh air, sunshine, and their distinct differences are key components to each of our national parks. Nicole D'Antonio, CBS News, Great Falls, Virginia.
Greg's very familiar with national parks.
Yes, we had plenty out to the west to visit too, so good parks to go to. But Mississippi River, you talked about the flooding going on right now. It looked like we're still in major levels that from Dubuque to McGregor to Gotland to Lansingburg. The one thing that we have noticed a change, it's not so much the crest level. They remain pretty much around 23 to 21. It's more like early Friday to Friday afternoon. Looks like initial crest, and then it'll work its way down towards Dubuque too Friday and Saturday. With additional snow melt up to the north, these will probably stay high for at least the next week, but they will start going down once we crest probably by Friday. So that's positive news that we are starting to see. We're already approaching May now, and what does that look like? Well, if you look at the average temperatures, we're kind of in equal chances to see above, below, or normal temperatures to speak of. Right now, most of the heat looks to be, at least right now, the better shot to be south and east of us, and the colder temperatures to be further north and west. So we're kind of in that pattern. Overall, if you look at what we expect for the normals coming up in May, we start off in the mid-60s, but by the end of the month, our average now is in the low 70s. We have reached 100 one time in May, and we do have fairly about 3.5 inches overall, and you can still get snow. Granted, that snow could be grupple or even hail is counted as snow in observations too. So what's going on for the next few days and through the weekend? We got a nice warm up tomorrow, 60s tomorrow and Friday. Unfortunately, the weekend still looks cool. Not as chilly as the past weekend with the 40s, and then next weekend still starts cool with the 50s, but I think we'll hit 60s probably soon afterwards. For precipitation, we still have periods of showers Friday night through Monday. It looks like Saturday and Sunday is the best shot. It's not a complete washout. There will be plenty of dry periods, but in the dry periods, you'll generally have cloudy, maybe some drizzle going on, and it looks like dry conditions return by next Tuesday, so unfortunately it won't be a sunny and bright weekend. For the time being, we have cloud cover this afternoon. We should see that dissipate this evening, generally as the sun goes down, and then overnight, just a few clouds. Overall, the winds begin to turn around to the south, which should keep us a little bit warmer. Above freezing for most areas, 36 in Madison, all the way to 39 in Bosqueville, so about 5 to 7 degrees warmer than we were. A little weak system passes to our north, just some cirrus clouds probably tomorrow. Southerly winds start picking up once again. That should boost everyone into the mid-60s, maybe in some areas in southwest Wisconsin getting up into the upper 60s. Maybe close to 70, depending on how much sun and wind that we get. The wind will actually continue there Thursday night. We'll start seeing a few more clouds. Winds start turning a little bit as we go into Friday, but still, you can start off the day fairly warm, around 40 degrees for most areas. And then by Friday afternoon, we'll probably start seeing temperatures then approach into the 60s once again. And we do have that system that's beginning to approach right out your corner right there. Speaking of that, we mentioned we got one system to the north, one to the north, excuse me, the south, one to the north. They kind of miss us, but then eventually we get a low that forms, pushes a wave through here. We get one wave of precipitation maybe Saturday morning. Saturday afternoon, another one comes through with another opportunity for showers. And then Sunday, the wraparound coldest probably day of the week really is Sunday, when you might see afternoon showers. Once again, up to the north, could be a little bit of mix in the afternoon as temperatures struggle to get to the 40s. By the time Monday comes, this thing finally lifts to the northeast, and we should at least see some improving conditions by Tuesday, and that you can reflect on the 10-day, mid-60s, then back to the 50s. Sunday will be probably the coldest day, upper 40s with showers, breezy conditions. That extends into Monday, but shower chances kind of dwindle on Monday. We dry out next week, and then it looks like we get back in the mid-60s by the end of next week, which we should be about that time of the year, and maybe 70 by Thursday, we'll see. But unfortunately, enjoy the next 2 days because the weekend doesn't look all so nice again.
And it's May 1st on Monday.
May 1st. We start May 1st. So
get those flowers out.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Thank you, Greg. Up next, Howard is celebrating a special day in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
It's National Pretzel Day, so join us as we discover all that these twisted delights have to offer.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Could you keep it down? Oh, hey, sorry. I can't stop these kids from rocking, but I can help you replace all this.
Rock on!
With free installation on Felco windows, siding, doors, and roofing, plus no money down, no payments, and no interest for 1 year. There's never been a better time to upgrade your home. This offer ends Sunday. Hurry. Call now.
For quality windows, siding, and doors, call 866 for Felco.
As a veteran of our country's armed services, you have already made the ultimate sacrifice. Why should you have to continue to do that? Through no fault of your own, you may be experiencing hardships, such as the inability to pay rent, utilities, or receive other life-sustaining services. And once again, you're called upon by your family to serve and protect. We want you to know we are here to support you. The Veterans Rental Assistance Program was created by and for people living in Wisconsin, with benefit approvals being issued to veterans in just days, not months. It's not easy to ask for a hand up, but we are clear in our mission. No Wisconsin veteran should ever have to face homelessness or lose heat, power, or water again. 833-WISC-VRAP. That's 833-947-8727.
I set a goal to get in better shape, but working on my feet for hours made me say no to exercise. Then I discovered Good Feet supports could reduce the stress to my feet, knees, and back. So now I say yes to walking more, moving more, exercising more. So am I burning fat and getting healthy? Well, with 9,900 steps today, that's a yes.
I'm Rachel, and this is my Good Feet story.
Come into a Good Feet store.
Thanks to the Good Feet store.
This is how legends are made.
Chevy Silverado and new Silverado HD. Choose your own path with the #1 best-selling retail full-size pickup and see where it takes you. Find new roads. It's Chevy truck season. Get 0% financing plus make no monthly payments for 90 days on all 2023 Silverado 1500 pickups. Or current Chevy owners get $3,750 total cash allowance on all 2023 Silverado pickups with a turbo high-output engine. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
Did you know that today is National Pretzel Day? Yep, an entire day dedicated to celebrating the pretzel. Now, whether you like them soft like the ones sold in malls and on the streets of Philadelphia, or hard ones like we find in our snack aisle, today is the day to celebrate these twisted delights. With so many varieties to choose from, it's no wonder that Americans eat more than $500 million of these annually. Now, besides eating them as is, I like featuring them in desserts, like the one we're doing today. Here, we turned them into a pretzel crust by crushing them, mixing them with a little butter, patting them into a baking dish, and baking it off. Once it cools slightly, we top it with a sweetened cream cheese filling that's light as a cloud, thanks to the whipped cream that we folded into it. On top of that goes a fresh-tasting chunky pineapple gelatin. Then we pop it into the fridge. Once it firms up, we finish it with more whipped cream, and it's ready to serve. With each bite, you get the saltiness from the pretzels, the creaminess from the filling, and the fruitiness from the pineapple. To get the recipe for our pineapple pretzel squares, simply visit our website. I'm Howard in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found a pretzelicious way for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
60s return tomorrow and Friday before the showers arrive this weekend. Have a great afternoon, and we'll see you at 4.